Okay, welcome everybody to this panel. I think it's going to be an interesting one, maybe a little bit funny. We're not going to talk about music so much as image. Of course, image is also a big part of the music business and also this hard dance business. And of course, when you think of flyers and posters for hard dance events, it's almost impossible not to think of wizards and trolls and horror movie figures. And it's a bit strange, but you don't have to be a horror music fan to love this music. So it's interesting to maybe talk about where this came from and if it's still necessary or current or good to have these images today, and what are the alternatives. I'd like to start here with the guy next to me here is Niels Vijfeijken from Wish Events. Niels, can you tell us a little bit of what kind of events you put on and what kind of care you pay to the imaging of it?
Can you repeat that question, because I don't exactly know what you mean to say.
What kind of what is your event like? The Wish events. Can you tell us a little bit about what kind of events they are and how do you portray them in images and everything around it, considering how it looks?
My department is the stage department, and our national returning team is Wonderland. This is our Wonderland, and we try to make a stage that is surrounds you, and that's it makes you flabbergasted, like this is too big or too huge or too a little bit weird that I didn't expect, and it has to be something that overflows you when you enter the scene.
But they are not necessarily hardstyle or hardcore events.
Well, I think the harder stage is called Dedicated at our festival, and it has a little bit of raw, a little bit of bigger stage. It has to be something that is powerful. It's not too weak. It is a strong stage.
Yeah, it's hard music. It's strong music, like you say, and therefore a hard image goes along with it.
Yeah, with the stage it does, but not with the festival at itself, because the festival is a general festival with has multiple stages and multiple music, like Mysteryland or so, and therefore it's not pointed directly to hard dance, but hardstyle and hard dance music are very important factors of Wish.
And they have a very distinct look compared to the other stages.
Yeah, I think they have. Yeah, they have a very strong, more mechanical, a little bit, raw, a little angry, but not angry, but tough. Something in between.
Do you think you could put on a hard dance event with fluffy bunnies and purple rainbows?
No, I don't. You can do something strange or a little bit funny, but you have to keep it a little bit serious, because it would be a little bit gay if you just have bunnies and stuff.
I'm sure there are gay people who like hard dance.
Yeah,
music.
that would.
And of course, all people are there to have a good time and to have fun with their friends and be happy. Why does it have to be dark and mean? And
it doesn't have to be dark and mean, but it doesn't also have to be too happy. You can be a little more happy, could be, but not too happy, because I think the music and also the people attending it, listening to it, do like a little rough and a little beat and not too happy.
There's a reason why they like this music.
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
Another Niels sitting next to you, Niels van Hoekel from wearecult.com. Niels, can you explain us shortly what it is that you do?
I basically just do graphics design and illustration for events, artists, albums, music, everything. So from posters to albums to internet websites.
And these are mainly in the harder styles?
These are mostly in the harder styles, yes.
And is this also because you have grown up with this music and you are a fan yourself?
Yeah. That's simple. I didn't choose. I grew up with hardcore and later hardstyle and all harder dance music, and for me it was because I was also at the time making music, it was a natural flow into the graphic design world of harder music.
So you also grew up with these Thunderdome flyers,
yep.
The Wizards and the Pin Man and everything?
Everything. And I wouldn't say it inspired me to do graphic design, but I think the images always amazed me. So maybe somewhere along the line, it was the thing that drew me to graphic design.
So you were a young and impressionable boy when you got into music seriously?
Thanks for saying I'm young.
Sorry?
I'm not that young.
No, not anymore, but you were
Okay.
at the time. And I'm talking about the 90s.
Yeah, I think so. I always liked the Thunderdome covers. They were very iconic, still are.
Yeah.
And it was always when you saw the new cover, it was the same as hearing new music. Whoa, they did a clown this time. Whoa, and it was so great. And that's with all the other things like flyers. I also collected flyers, which everyone in the hard scene, harder styles, did. I think.
Yeah.
It was always a big part of it, of the scene, the flyers and the images, because it was the only way of connecting with the people then, because there was no internet and stuff. So everyone connected through the flyers and through their album covers and stuff.
And what kind of feeling do you think those flyers and these images transmitted, communicated?
In the beginning, it was mostly, I wouldn't call it childish, but it was very like everything had to be dark and grim and skulls and everything, bats and stuff. There was no one who thought, "Well, let's do 3 lines or something basic."
Lions are also scary.
Yeah, but it was all drawn, so it was all graphic. Nothing was computer generated. It was all drawn onto paper and stuff, like people who really draw faces and stuff and then colored it. So it was really cartoon like, and it's a little different now.
Yeah, you can. Would it be fair to say to call it a little bit immature, the way it was in the beginning?
Yeah, no, definitely fair. It was immature.
Yeah,
it really was immature. But the music was also a bit immature. Sorry for everyone.
But it was just starting. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just starting, and everyone was like, "Okay, here's a sample of someone singing. Let's rip it and play it a little bit faster, and just put a kick on it, and we have a new track." The music was immature, so everything was starting up. But that was the part of the charm. Everyone liked it because it was freedom, and you can do everything, experiment, and that was why the scene grew bigger, I think.
Yeah, well, we'll talk about later about how it has developed since then and what it is like now. But is it still an inspiration for you, these early days?
Of course. Every now and then I take out a Thunderdome album or a flyer and I think, whoa. Those guys were like doing it then and inspiring everyone. And many of the things that were created in those days still exist now and still are very strong, like the Neophyte Records logo or the Neophyte logo or Masters of Hardcore and stuff. They still exist now, but they were created in like 20 years now, 20 years, 15 years ago. But they're still like on the top of the design for the scene.
And you think they still possess power that they used to have? Maybe for younger people?
Maybe some of the power comes from the recognition, because I don't think a lot of those logos and stuff that were created then will be created now, but it's still part of the scene. It's what the people like.
It's the heritage now.
Yeah, it's what the scene is. The skulls and the stuff, they're connected with the music.
Let's talk with Stijn Verlinde, sitting next to you. Stijn, you are working in the field of moving images.
Yeah.
Can you tell us what you do and how long you've been doing it?
I started 4 years ago, but very basic and for almost no money, with a cheap camera. And
what did you do at the time?
I started in school. I did small video, but I liked it. Then I did a movie called Techno Girl. It was a viral video. And then DJ Koen asked you to make a video clip from it. And that's when the ball started rolling. So a year later I did the club Complex. I was shooting there 2 times a month. Each time it's getting better.
And what kinds of films are those? Like impressions of parties?
Yeah, after movies.
Yeah.
But a bit more basic.
After movies is the technical term.
Yeah, I think, yeah. And then it grew, and they let me do some bigger events, and people started to notice me. So I get more opportunities each time, and each time it gets better.
And do you also feel part of this heritage of scary, sort of dark images that are part of this scene?
I think now I like fire a lot, but I
Who
think
doesn't? Really?
I think it's just the scary stuff it's just cool. But if you put a demon on the left and a cute bunny on the right, and you ask what's the coolest, they're gonna say the demon.
Yeah.
And there's much more to do with that kind of things. But I don't think it's necessary to do anymore.
No, but it is of course a very recognizable image, and people know what you're talking about when you use these kind of images. That it's not happy trance music.
Yeah.
Is that an important reason to fall back on these images? If you guys want to speak, it's also welcome.
Okay.
So is it part of the marketing now? So you have to use these images to make yourself known and be what you're about?
No, I don't think that's necessary, because if it's like in the summer and it looks a little bit summer, but not like demons and skulls, but you see the lineup and it looks a little bit rough, but not too nightmare stuff. People notice it's a harder event. It's not necessary to put big skulls, demons, and flaming shit on a poster.
Flaming shit would be awesome.
Okay.
Is it also possible that some people might be put off by these images, that might like the music but they just don't like the way it looks?
Yeah, I think because of the quality of the festivals in Holland, it's getting better and better. And production-wise also, but also music-wise, quality-wise, on all levels. And you see that young people are going to see those things because the other guys also do, and they see those things and they think, hey, that's cool for me, and then they accept it and they want to talk about it, and in that way it grows. So that's a good thing to see.
I'm also wondering, I don't see a lot of women here in the room today. Isn't this also, these images in these skulls and these wizards, a very, very male, boyish thing? And I would like to hear from, if some of the women in the room have an opinion about it. And is it something that appeals to you too? Yeah? Okay.
I think that's also because graphic design and the whole dance music scene was mainly a male thing.
Yeah.
It was, producers were like 99% male, graphic designers were male, everyone's male.
But the audience isn't necessarily 99%. No.
We decided what was cool and what wasn't.
Yeah.
That's, I think, part of the whole reason why it was dark in the beginning, and also the music.
And Niels, how do you see the change that has happened over the past 15 years? When did it start to evolve?
I think it evolved with the coming of not internet per se, but social media.
Oh yeah,
it's really developed. Like I think guys like him. No one was a video editor in this world like in 1999, but now. I think they're the ones who are most in demand and do really cool stuff, and that's really changed the scene and everything that comes with it.
And then specifically we're talking about the kinds of after movies that Stijn makes.
Yeah.
And these are made for every big event, I guess, nowadays?
I think if you don't have them, also as an artist, you're really getting behind now, because things like YouTube and stuff are the places to reach your fans, and the best way to do it and to stand out from the crowd is do your own video, your own after movie of every show and stuff. You really have to do it nowadays.
Stijn, what do you think is the function of an after movie?
Sometimes a lot of things, but if you can say if your event didn't do very well and the crowd was a little bit not really sure if it was good, and then a week later you have a video that makes it look very good.
Which is what you do?
You can change those opinions for next year.
Yeah.
So you can make a party which missed some things. You can make it better.
That's the secret.
It
So
just-
can you make any party look like a fantastic party afterwards in your video?
I don't know. Maybe.
You do your best though.
Yeah.
So it's very much really also an advertisement for the next party.
I think it's a good advertisement, but it just has to be an entertaining video. Yeah, when people watch it, they just have to have the feeling that they want to be there. You can make it look really cool with some effects, and that helps to increase that.
And you're really good at that.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah.
But now, since 2 months, I got some new material. It's pretty exclusive. So more things are coming, and it's gonna look a lot better than.
And this is not an after movie for a specific event?
How do you mean?
Well, I mean, what do you mean? Well, you've got exclusive content? What?
No, I have some new cameras.
Oh, you have new equipment?
Yeah, equipment, sorry.
Right.
Yeah. And now I'm working for a video from DEFCON Australia. And that will be amazing.
And that's going to look like the best thing ever.
Yeah.
And we all want to go book a ticket for Australia next
I
year.
think
And you get paid handsome money for that.
Yeah, and in the beginning it was bad, but each year it grows. But I keep evolving my equipment also. So it's leveling up good.
I'm happy for you. You obviously do your job well, but of course you create an image and people. It's not really an objective, like it's not a documentary or anything. You really look for what the event organizer wants to see.
Yeah, I've tried to follow the story of the event.
The story of the event.
Like how do you call it? The team. So each event I mostly have a team.
Yeah.
So always try to follow that in my video, and maybe start with some short intro with to set the mood, and that helps.
Do you ever think of maybe making a real documentary or showing how it really is? Would that be interesting to you?
Yeah, that will be, but maybe next year.
Yeah.
But I don't know yet.
First we have to buy those tickets to Australia. Maybe we can now see something that the Nielses brought along.
Well, yesterday I just looked up some of the pictures of all the stages in the past and in the present.
Yeah.
But it's a MacBook and I don't know how it works. I'm very sorry.
We haven't solved this? Oh, that's too bad.
I think he's working on it.
Okay.
But my conclusion was that if you see I just noticed it yesterday.
You were looking at it like a historical overview.
Yeah, I put them next together on a sheet, and then you see it in 2004 or 5. Then the stages got bigger and more, daring, but a little simplistic. But as the years went by, they just went crazy and better and bigger and more complex, more detail, and way better. And I think now we are at a moment in time that we have big stages with high quality, but only very static. It's only there's the stage, there's the crowd. It's very separated.
Mm-hmm.
And I think in the future it will be around you like a interactive stage that responds to the public with screens or with moving objects around you, that kind of stuff.
And this is something you want to develop with Wish Events as well?
Yeah. Yeah, I would very much like a stage that would be over you, near to you, beneath you, like you. I wish that, yeah, but like you never expected it to happen. That has to be it. And I don't know exactly how I have to put it, and you have to make it affordable because moving things is very expensive. But as the market grows and the number of clients grows, the prices go down. So I think that in the future it will be affordable to have moving stages and more creative interaction between the crowd.
And as the production values increase, I guess the public gets used to them and expects them the next time to be even bigger and crazier than before.
Yeah, that's the story, and the story is where it's going to end. Maybe in 10 years from now we all have 3D glasses on and interactive blah blah. I don't know. It's just 10 years ago you wouldn't expect it to be at the level it is nowadays. So it's just developing, and we'll just see where it ends.
And it cannot just be a room full of people dancing to good music.
It can, but it's smaller parties. The bigger ones have to innovate, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's my vision of the future.
And Niels van Hoekel, what kind of briefs do you get from record labels, I guess, that you work for? What do they ask of you, and how's that changed over the years?
Well, I think the main thing is the same. They want always artwork, but the thing that changed, and it really changed the last couple of years, is I mainly made like a graphic for a poster or a flyer 10 years ago, and that was it.
Yeah.
And they, all the people, the artists, the labels, the organizations, what they want now is like one brand image, which conveys the party or the album or something, and you have to design it so it will be so it will work through all kinds of media. So online for the album itself, for the flyer, for an album release event. Because of YouTube, Google, with and Apple with the iPad and stuff, they really changed the way how we incorporate design and the brands in everything. So it's, if you get something like an event, they want one image for, say, the poster, and I have to rework it for a YouTube channel, for a website, for something which will work on the iPad, iPhone, or any other kind of phone. So
that's the technical side of it, of course. But what about the actual image itself? I mean,
well,
I've looked at your work, and some are, they're not like gauly, scary monsters,
No.
but they are a bit, how shall I put it, scary in
Just
another
say it.
way. Yeah.
No, the thing is, the technical side of the design really changed what I have to design. Because where I did some crazy ass design with thousands of layers and stuff, if I made that now, it would be very hard to convey it into something else, because it's so complicated. And the way I design now is like, I know upfront what I want to design, and I know that if I make a poster, I make it out of elements which I can easily incorporate in something else. So that it really makes me think about, okay, I don't have to make this really complicated, because I can convey it in something else. So it really, the technical side in what you incorporate really makes a difference now for design.
But to ask you to make like a disturbing image, or
Well, it's
how free are is your work?
I'm really free, but I make what I like. So
Yeah.
yeah, I can also make something really basic, but then most of the people will say, "Ooh, what's that? It's not a monster or something." And
Yeah.
it's like not a because I mostly work for hardcore artists and events and stuff. With hardstyle, it's a little less, but I think the real change also is the artists themselves have become brands nowadays.
Yeah.
So everyone wants their photo in an artwork, and like 10 years ago, you had to be Paul Elstak or something to put a photo or a picture of yourself on the front of a cover, and now everyone wants to do it,
And
because of the connection with all the social media and stuff. They have to connect with the people with their images and the way they look and their logos and stuff. That has become so important. So everything has to be based around the artist itself.
And was there something from you that we can see?
Yeah, but I also have the same problem as him.
Oh.
So
And what's the problem?
the problem is that we both don't know how to get the pictures to slide on this.
I think this guy's maybe going to fix
We
it.
thought it would be like simple because it's a Mac, but yeah.
Because it is, of course, we're talking about images, and it would be really cool if we can actually
It would be.
see something.
Yep.
Okay.
Isn't that hard?
Hey,
I think that is.
I'm sorry.
Woohoo! This is Niels van Vijfeijken. This is your slideshow of how the parties have looked over the years.
Yeah, with this one you can see Decibel want to build a high stage, and through the time you see that it became much wider and not just as high, because I think they noticed that your eyes are next to each other and not on top of each other. But that it evolves in time. It just gets better and better. And look, this is a more basic one in the early years of Defcon, and you can see it develop over time, being more complex, more bigger, and more gigantic. This is 2006, I believe. You can see it through the years. It goes better. Evolution, yeah.
I don't see many monsters or wizards or...
No, I think that's more of the hardcore side.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, the dragon.
Oh, yeah.
The time machine. And I think what also is wicked to see that last year Defcon's stage was as a king, and when you see something that can move, like we built that the eagle, and when people see something that can move, that they see it standing up in their mind, it just makes you go crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But if you just build something that's like a machine or something that's not really a creature, then it's also cool, but it's not that cool as something that is a creature.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that's why we were going to see spiders, and we saw a dragon, and maybe we're going to see much more of these creative creatures.
Moving creatures, people, that's the new trend.
Yeah, yeah.
This does not look like a hardcore
No,
event
this
at
is
all.
Mysteryland house stages. But they also develop, but they are a little smaller. Tomorrowland stage is big, but overall they're a little bit smaller than Hardstyle. Hardstyle has to be big and strong and powerful.
Mm-hmm.
That's I think the image of Hardstyle.
Okay. I don't think this is meant for us.
No, that's no, that's true.
Those were the secret plans for Wish events for next year.
Yeah.
I hope you took notice. Okay, how many more of these images do you have?
No, these are just. I want to scroll over them with my
right. I think we basically get the.
Yeah, we saw.
Oh well, there's the guest, the Carry guy.
Yeah,
I love that one. It was very cool.
Yeah,
especially in the dark.
Is that was that moving as well?
No, I don't think it was.
It will be though.
Maybe.
Okay, and Niels, you brought some of your own work as well.
Well, I think I selected some images of my latest work, and what I explained about the artists, they all want their photo and stuff, and I think that will be quite obvious through the work now.
But I guess often this is just a normal guy, and
no,
you
this was actually in really a Space Marine.
And you have to make them look really tough.
Yeah, I have to do that.
And is everybody suitable for that?
No, but I'm that good. No, no. Sometimes someone just doesn't have a tough image, but you have to
create one.
Yeah, through graphic elements or stuff.
Yeah.
I think this is also a normal boy in real life. So.
Yeah.
This was actually a doll some time ago.
This is very sophisticated compared to the Thunderdome wizard.
You think? It's basically the same. It's a scary image of some head. I think it's a little bit more mature, but because it's not drawn anymore. But
now this is really a normal guy trying to look tough.
Yeah. I hope he's not here because
he's doing his best.
I think he is here, and I hope he's not hearing this. No,
is he here? Techno punk?
Digital punk. I think.
Digital punk. Sorry.
I think he's not here, but I'll get him, and I'll see you.
Is that you on the left?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Well.
Now this is really this is a horror image.
Yeah, this was. But yeah, the title "Evil Inside," just yeah.
What can you do?
Yeah. Now I could have done so much, but this was the coolest thing to do. So.
Do you think sometimes images like these prevent you from being taken seriously from the world outside of hard dance music?
Maybe because
Because as in cinema, horror movies also have a bad rap compared to like real films.
I think so. Not, but in the graphic world, it really doesn't matter what you make because they judge you by the graphic design alone. But I think if you see someone take his rib cage out of his...
Can you imagine this type of image also holding back the scene a little bit?
It depends. For hardcore, I don't think it will hold it back because it's just what it is.
And it will never be anything else.
You can change the look of the whole scene maybe in a generation, but not tomorrow.
No.
The people are used to this and they want this, and the music is like
you don't want to lose the audience you already have.
You can't, but slowly, bit by bit, I think it will change because of the artists themselves becoming real iconic artists and brands. They will become more in the picture themselves. So there's no need for like dark and horror graphics anymore.
This is quite disturbing.
It is, but this was actually part of the concept because the guys I did the artwork for, they also perform like this. So it was very cool. They have the masks on, and yeah, we had to convey all the stuff. And this is like a movie poster style.
This could be like a Gladiator Part 2.
Yeah, it could be. Oh, this is also dark, but not with a monster.
No. Now this is classic.
Yep, classic. And the thing is, I wanted it to be classic, so I did this one on purpose.
Yeah.
I think
this could be Don Diablo.
It could be. I don't think that's a compliment for him.
Well, what I'm trying to say is, this is not really a typically hardstyle image.
No, but I got like a free pass here, so it was just like do your thing and make some crazy image, and I hope I did. But
so sometimes you do get the freedom to do something.
Yeah. And that's also I think because everything is becoming like digital, and there's not so much money involved in which you can miss if you create something which is not cool. We as artists get a lot more room to experiment, and that's very cool because that will help the artwork to a new level and become much more broad. I think, I don't know how many slides I put on there.
This could also be a very arty event.
I made this one for arty music, so naturally the artwork was really arty. I think that's it. This is the guy.
This is a tough guy.
Yeah, but he's there in real life, so you can compare what he looks like. Just a nerd, and I made him like this. So,
You look really nice and friendly.
Yeah.
What's happened?
No. He's a really good, tough guy in real life.
We'll not pick a fight today. No.
This is really a horror kind of scene.
But could also be like a spectacular Hollywood disaster movie.
Yeah. But I think that's my kind of style. Is a lot like poster Hollywood.
Is there an interaction between the productions on the events themselves and the type of work you're asked to do?
More and more.
And also explain how that works.
Also for because video is now really incorporated in campaigns. I have to design stuff that really works, and which I told before, which really works on different media. And if I design something like which is really complicated, a video editor, it's a horror for him because how can you make things move and stuff like? You have to have basic stuff and things which you can, and also for him, for stage design, it's really hard to work with like a painting image because there's nothing you can, and it's just works better if you have like a logo, a central logo or stuff which you can create in 3D and different kind of elements. So that's something of the last years which is growing and growing, and I think will be more and more.
Until we get to the full immersive 3D event that Niels here says. Stijn, if I throw a party and I want one of your after movies because they are great, how much do I have to pay you?
It depends. There are a lot of factors that you have to tell me. The date, yeah, also.
No, well, besides that, I mean, what kind of range do you work in?
it's a difficult scene. So I work a lot of range, but now I want to calm a little bit down and work more for every project. So I have more quality but less work. The budget rises a little bit, but
it's difficult to get this information out of you. How long do you work on a movie? A week?
yeah, a week, sometimes more. Normally it's a week. It depends. If it's a longer video, it's longer. But normally, if the party was on Saturday, it's released the next Friday.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So we can figure out it's not going to be cheap. Okay. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you.